Gargling is the worst noise a human can make, and it's disgusting sounding. Every time I brush my teeth, uh, I floss, I do the floss pick, and then I brush, and then I do the alcohol mouth wash, and I gargle. And every time I gargle or whatever, I'm always like, this is horrifying sounding. And uh, absent, like, Carolyn's not staring at me. She's off in the wild blue yonder or something. I'm always like, she must think I'm like, why am I married to this guy? The sound is terrifying. It's not attractive at all. It's human beings at our worst. It really is. Hey, chat, how are you? Sigh. So, Claire Bear, Curious Claire, I like to call her, our neighbor's new our new neighbor's cat, Gato, as Luna likes to say. Caught her in our garage again. I did a whole sweep of the garage before I closed up, shut the garage doors, and I checked everywhere. I watched the movies. When the cops, when the popo break into a house, you gotta look everywhere. You gotta clear the corners. Here's your corner. Clear, clear. Okay, and then you move on from the living room to the bedroom where the criminal lay asleep in their domicile. So I check everywhere. I checked under our cars. I checked the annex, and I was like, okay, Claire's not here. But the next time I went out to the garage, opened the door. Oh, little curious Claire uh, at the foot of my, well, at the foot of my door, and got to make sure she doesn't get in. Because if she gets in, it's going to be hecka difficult to catch her, as it is sometimes difficult to catch Frankie Blue Nicholas. So from now on, I'm just going to leave her in the garage. I'm not going to go chasing her around. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here. Because I'm tired of chasing her and she's fine in there and she'll eventually get out when we leave or open one of our garage doors or whatever. But our garage has stuff in it, and it's specifically the annex. There's bikes and basketballs, and that's where we keep our kitchen fluorescent lights. And it's a whole pain in the butt. Claire could easily escape, and just I'm not gonna start moving stuff around and trying to get at her. Eh, leave her in there. Whatever. The other day, I left my door open, my car door open for some reason, and then Claire was out and about hanging out, and then she hopped up in my core, uh, and she started poking around, walking around the front, walking around the back seat, and then she started scratching at my rich Corinthian leather interior, and you know what? I ain't care because she was so cute doing it. I was like, oh, my little Claire Bear. Uh, but it was fine. She also hopped up in Carolyn's car and once again scratching her soft Corinthian leather interior. But it was like, she's doing her thing. She's a cutie patootie who purrs. Sometimes I try to scare her out of the garage. So I shake plastic bags at her, which is Frankie's kryptonite. Curious Claire? Nothing. She just sits there, not scared, not frightened. My kind of cat, if you know what I'm saying. Curious Claire, so snuggly, so cuddly, much love and displays of affection, aka the exact opposite of Frankie Blue Nicholas. Claire greets me when I come home from work. You know who doesn't greet me when I come home from work? Frankie Blue Nicholas, nor my wife and kids, but that's another matter. And Claire, she walks between my legs. You know who used to walk between my legs? Frankie. When we first got him, he used to walk in between my legs. Now he don't do it anymore, but Claire does. And when you're not getting it at home, you tend to step out and get it from the streets. Am I right, ladies? Uh, we had one point where Frankie was on one side of the door, the inside, our front door, and Claire was right outside on our little porch, and Frankie's nose was literally, face was literally where the door meets the wall. And so he wanted to get out. Claire wanted to get in. But Carolyn was like, we got to keep them apart. We're being good parents. Okay, whatever. The heart wants what the heart can't have, or something. But if they were uh, to get together, Claire would be Holly Madison and Frankie Hugh Hefner. But I think he wants to get out. He's actually escaped twice recently. Um, thankfully, Lennox was able to grab him. But I think he's wants Claire and he wants to get out and he's just bored all day. The life of Frankie Blue Nicholas. He stretches, he stares, he yawns, he stares, he stretches, and then he goes to bed for 20 hours. Uh, Claire Bear drew blood from Lincoln Wynn, so we weren't there. But Lennox claims that Lincoln was only trying to pet Claire, and Claire uh, drew blood, bit him. Not too bad, but he was bleeding. So I think I was a little sus. I was like, maybe Lincoln Wynn got a little too rough with him. But the cat, as Chris Rock used to say, the cat didn't go crazy. The cat went cat. So you gotta be gentle, gentle, gently, darling, softly. Uh, Carolyn and I went for a walk, and then Claire followed us like hecka far outside of her parallelogram, or do you say obtuse rhombus? But she went about 400, 500 yards from our little area, and we were like, what the heck? Is she gonna keep following us? Where were we going? We were going to the little library by Lennox's school. Uh, but she didn't follow us all the way, but I'm like, how far does she go and how does she find her way back? Hmm, Very strange breed. We saw her in a tree. She climbed the tree right outside our window. Um, and it was good 10, 12 feet. Stayed there for half hour or so. It was, well, it was crazy because we were staring at her and she just sat there. And I thought, should we try to get her down? Should we, I don't know, wave a stick at her for her to come down? But as someone on Reddit typed, which they claimed a say, fireman says, firemen say, you'll never see a cat skeleton in no tree, meaning they found their way up. They'll find their way down eventually. I always want to feed Claire Bear, give her some treats, give her some food. Eat, Claire, eat your fur and bones. I always want to feed her. Carolyn is against it. But the other day there were treats all over the ground, like the asphalt, the cement in front of her condo, her owner's condominium. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? Because with cat treats, you're supposed to take a few, put them in your hand, and offer them up in a gentle manner. But someone just threw a bunch of cat treats all over the ground. That's not, that's not love. That's not loving. That's not caring. That's here, peasants. Here are your breads and circuses. Eat, you fools. The other day, I saw a man petting Claire, and I was like, I was a jealous lover. I'm a jealous lover. And just like the Jerry Springer show, I yelled, she might be with you right now, but she was with me in the hotel last night. And then Carolyn and I see her coming out of other garages, and I'm like, what the heck? I thought I was the one. Curious Claire out here, whoring it up for the whole town. That's when the whores came in. Anyways, I think I'm done. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace out. I'm outie. 5,000 G money. Gotta go late. Peace in the Middle East.